Praveer Sinha from Tata Power to take the conversation forward and really discuss the health of the power sector going forward. Praveer, hi, good morning. Good to have you on the show. Hope you're staying home, staying safe, all well.
Good morning. Thank you. And we are staying safe. And we also continue to operate all our plants and the network. So we have a rota system and all our people are working in the plants and in the field.
Oh yes, essential services as you are. Okay, let's take a leaf out from what my colleague was just highlighting. The huge announcement of the emergency liquidity injection, which was announced by the finance minister just last evening to all electricity distribution companies against all their receivables. Would you say that there is relief among power gencos such as yourselves?
Let me come to you. There are two parts of the relief that has come. The first is to the MSMEs, wherein they have been given 3 lakh crores of liquidity infusion, and that also without any guarantee, without any collaterals that needs to be given. So what does that mean? It means that all the SMEs which are there should be in a position to pay for the electricity, which they have not been able to do for the last 2 months. So that, in a sense, supports the DISCOMs in their collection. Also, it means that all these industries can also start operating, and the consumption, which has gone down by nearly 25%, will go up in the coming months. The second aspect is the support that has been given directly to the DISCOMs. As most of the DISCOMs today are having challenges of liquidity and their collections have gone down drastically, they would be in a position to collect, get this money and pay directly to the generating company. Generating companies have been operating, some of them not at full capacity, but many of them at full capacity. And they need to pay for coal and they need to pay for railways for transportation of coal. They would be in a much better position to now pay for coal and also ensure that the transportation takes place. So I think it's a very positive move which has come for the power sector. And this was something which was anticipated, and the government took the initiative of supporting the DISCOMs. The interest rates that PFC and REC would be offering would be much better than what interest rates the DISCOMs would have got. So I think all in all, it's a very, very positive step. And I think the power sector will be in a position to take the benefit of the support that has been provided by the government.
Sure. But, as per corporate feedback, Praveer, and correct me if I'm wrong here, collections from DISCOMs for generation and transmission companies are hovering around 50 to 60% of the billing in the month of April. Can this immediately improve by the relief which was announced?
I think it will take about a month for the impact to be felt, because the MSMEs which are there, which will be in a position to get additional loan without any guarantee. Once they start operating, they will pay for the bills that have been accrued for last 2 months. So that will help in the collection efficiency of the DISCOMs. Secondly, for the immediate, the DISCOMs will be able to use the money, the 90,000 crores that they will get from PFC and REC, to immediately pay off the GENCOs for whom the payments have been delayed for last many months. So I think the injection of money into the in the power sector and expected improvement in the ability of the MSMEs to pay, I think all in all, in another 1 month to 1.5 months, things will stabilize and things will improve.
Okay. Mr. Sinha, how big a step is it that you think the finance minister has, of course, addressed some of these big concerns? You've also been very vocal on the need to improve the functioning, the privatization of DISCOMs. So in terms of a step in the right direction, on the reform path, how would you assess some of what was announced yesterday?
I think there are few strings attached with the money that is being given, that a certain amount of distribution reforms will happen in terms of smart metering that needs to be done. Losses have to be reduced. So I think there is generally a trend whereby the reforms in the distribution sector will happen. Also, what we see is in the draft Electricity Act, which has been circulated by Ministry of Power, there also they are talking of huge number of reforms that will be brought in, including ensuring that all the state DISCOMs open LC for the power that they purchase, direct benefit transfer to the consumers, and also the reform in the distribution sector by having a distribution sub-licensee and the franchisee arrangement. So I think all in all, it is going in the right direction. One can always say that if it can happen much faster, but otherwise I think it's a very good move that the government is taking. And I'm sure they will get the support of all the DISCOMs and the states in taking forward the reform process.
Okay. Do you see there being further pressure to reduce tariffs, for the end consumer? Lots of big discussions also taking place on changing regulated equity returns of power utilities. How likely do you think that is as well? And can long-term PPAs be tinkered with?
I think there is no way that the existing PPAs can be amended. The tariff is fixed by the regulator, and these are on a 5-year period. So the last revision happened last year, where the Central Regulatory Commission came up with the new regulations, which is operating for 2019-24. So if any changes has to happen, will happen after 24, and it cannot happen before that. And these are very dynamic things. It changes based on the market conditions. So let's wait for the changes to happen at the right time. At this stage, the existing regulations, existing law will continue till the changes are made in the future.
Right, and also, Mr. Sinha, you were planning to transfer a stake in renewable assets to an InvIT, an infrastructure investment trust. Can you tell us what has been the progress on that front?
I'm in the silent period. I can only comment now on the industry-specific issues. On the company-specific, we'll do it after 19.
Okay, fair enough. Given that we have already seen some relief from the government on power gen companies like yourself, can you tell me that at a time like this, given the tremendous stress that the sector is undergoing, what else is it that you would like to see from the government in order to provide more relief?
I think that what is important is the long-term reforms which needs to happen. And the speed of the reforms, whether it is through the tariff policy or the amendment to the Electricity Act, should happen quickly. And we hope that in the next session of the Parliament, some of these will get approved. And I think there is a great opportunity because of the COVID that distributed generation, renewables, all these will play a very, very critical role going forward. So I think there is a great opportunity for India itself to rewrite the way the power can be generated and supplied. And the participation of the state DISCOMs, participation of the other stakeholders will also be very critical.
All right, Mr. Sinha, we'll let you go on that note. Appreciate your time. Thanks very much for giving us an insight as to what exactly all the news flow means for the sector and the company.